Hi YouTube. This video is obviously not one of the ones that I would normally make. Today is the 20th of June, and basically that means for me that 6 years ago today I found out that my childhood friend Chris had died. Obviously, I've already asked his parents if I could make this because I didn't think it would be fair to just make a video without his parents' approval. I just think that'd be disrespectful, so I've asked them if I can make this as kind of a tribute to him. I've not had YouTube long enough to do this every year or anything like that. I don't even know if I will do it next year, but yeah, June 20th of 2006 I found out that my friend had killed himself, had hung himself whilst he was at a rehabilitation unit, place, whatever you want to call it, establishment. I mainly wanted to make this video because I think some people don't realise what doing certain things can actually do to you. Basically, in December of 2005, he got taken to a local rehabilitation centre in Norwich. I won't mention it because I won't. And whilst he was there, they effectively decided that they couldn't treat him because what had happened to him was a bit too far gone. So he got sent to a much more well-known rehabilitation centre where he was for several months. Basically, he was there for 6 months. He was under constant watch because of what happened. He was prone to violent outbursts and stuff like that, and essentially they thought he was getting better, was moved to a different wing or whatever where the security's less tight, and shit like that. And during one of his outbursts they basically put him into his room, saw him thrashing around on his bed and assumed he was just taking out his anger. What it later turned out to have been was him tearing up his bed sheets to essentially make a noose, which he then hung himself with. And I don't care, I got my grammar wrong there. And all of that was due to drugs, which I said in my video about being straight edge. I had a friend die because of drugs, and this is it. And it wasn't even heavy, hard drugs like heroin or cocaine, ketamine, anything like that. It was literally, this is what people don't understand, is it was just cannabis, marijuana, weed, whatever you want to call it. Smoking that basically gave him psychosis, and he got incredibly paranoid, and it just turned him inside out, and he just became someone that wasn't the person that I knew. I don't think many people realise the damage they can actually do to themselves just by taking something that they think is completely harmless, and it turns out not to be. People think that it's just this fun little thing to do with your friends, and it gives you a bit of a high for a while, and then it goes away, and then there's no problem. But I know of lots of people who, it's just because of this fucking plant, completely destroyed their own lives, and their family lives have gone to hell. And I'm making this mainly because I want to just get it out there that marijuana, cannabis, weed, skunk, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's not as harmless as you think. I mean, especially when you're starting to get up to the stronger fucking versions. I don't know. I don't give a shit what it is. It can do serious damage to you, and people don't know when they're fucking young and ignorant. Oh shit, I'll smoke this crap. My friends are all doing it. Oh, it makes me feel funny for a while. Oh, what's it gonna do? And then, you know, you end up. I know this video is gonna be fucking shit, and I'm gonna get probably gonna get dislikes for its lack of content, but. I also want to say that if his parents do watch this, I still think about Chris every day. You know, every time I see something in a film where they talk about fucking drug dealing or in a fucking video game, whatever, I always have to stop for a second and think about it, because 6 years is not long. I don't care what anyone says. You know, it's not something you can just get over. You're friends with someone for a long time and then they're torn away from you because of some pricks giving them some fucking little shit in a bag, rolled it up, and then just got to the point where it's completely turned your mind to jelly. I have no idea why people think that legalizing shit like that can destroy fucking lives is not legal, is a good idea. I mean, every single year around this time I get completely fucked up. I can't do anything. I mean, it just takes me back to that moment finding out. I was like 14 when I found out, and that's not old. I mean, he was a year older than me. He was 15. I think he's 15 when he died. 15. I mean, you've not lived the tiniest bit of your life. I mean, if someone, let's say you live till you're 100, because a lot of people do that. I mean, 15? That's like, it's not even a quarter of your life. It's only just over a tenth of your life. It's a 15th technically. You know, it's 15% of your life is all you've lived, and you've got that 85% of your life that you're not going to have lived because just smoking things. I don't think it's fair for someone so young to have just been like ripped away from life. And that's exactly why I don't believe in a God. And that's why I don't smoke any kinds of drugs. I will never take drugs again because of that. But yeah, I don't. It's also why I don't really trust doctors, because if the doctors had just fucking like checked in on him, every 10 minutes or fucking, instead of just, it's just, I shouldn't play the blame game, but if they'd have fucking watched him, if he was known for violent outbursts throughout his 6 months. Yeah, 6 months of being in a rehabilitation centre or a rehabilitative unit. If he's constantly been known for outbursts, why didn't they just fucking check in on him, or constantly check on him regardless as to whether they thought he was getting better? Just genuinely don't understand why it happened, and like I say, it might have been 6 years ago, but it just feels like yesterday to me. And I don't want people to, be throwing sympathy around and shit like that. Like, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss and that, because that's no offense, but I don't give a shit because nothing's gonna bring him back. So you feel sorry for me all you want, but don't throw false sympathy at me, because I don't give a shit for it. I just wish he was still here, and if by some fucking miracle there is a place up there for him, you know, if there is a heaven, I don't think there is, genuinely don't believe there is, but if there is the slightest 1 in a trillion, million, whatever fucking percent chance there is something, you better wait for me, dude. That's all I'm gonna say. But I don't think there is anything. Something like that happening to you when you're really young and you're like on the cusp of like 14, you understand shit, so yeah, that's all I wanted to say.